What's up, y'all? You're watching Brooklyn Shuffleboard, and we are out here for the semifinals of our Spring-Summer Singles League. 64 of the best shuffleboard players in Brooklyn playing kind of like an 8-week regular season, top 16 in a single elimination bracket. Each game 16 frames, switch sides halfway. And we just finished up the quarterfinals. We're here for the semifinals. We have what is going to be an excellent, excellent match between Roger from Ting Tang Walla Bing Bang and Bob from Palm Pilots. Right? Bob's on Palm Pilots. Everyone behind me is nodding. We got a nice little crowd out here. There's a G on the line for the winner of this thing, so you know these players are going to be taking this pretty seriously. I'm still in it. I'm going to be playing on court 4, and I'm going to leave you guys in more than capable hands. We have Anthony from SPF 45s. They've won the championship multiple times. He just got knocked out of this tournament, so if you hear a little bit of melancholy in his voice, that's why. And we got Nick, the manager. Nick also just got knocked out of this thing, but you saw him 2 episodes ago where he destroyed Roger. It was a really fun match. So yeah, enjoy the match. Hopefully you learn a little bit of shuffleboard commentary. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Here you go.
All right, friends, what's up? This is Nick Durango from the Royal Palms.
And this is Anthony Buccellato, also from the Royal Palms.
Let's go. We got an exciting match here. Bob and Roger, 2 true old heads. Look at them. They're old. They're ready to go.
Yeah, and we have the privilege of commentating on this match just mere minutes after getting knocked out of this tournament ourselves, which, you know, he said we might be melancholy, but actually it's all love. You know, happy to do it.
All love, baby.
And so here we go. We're getting ready to get started, all warmed up, and Bob lining up and probably just trying to think. I'm going to start with a clean frame, putting up a St. Pete.
Roger, when his clearing game on, is deadly. So let's keep an eye on that. If he's able to clear, keep the board clear, be able to keep it open, hit that last hammer, he'll be good.
All right, so Bob with another St. Pete. This one's a little bit closer to the center line. Again, Roger probably just trying to clear and keep it clean, but missed straight up the middle. So,
ouch with the whiff. Early in the match like this, Roger's just going to clear that. It's tempting to try to go down the alley and score a point there, but this early, you just want to clear. That's going to be a tough whiff.
All right, so Bob immediately lines up and tries to put something on the board. That is, from the looks of it, on the line. Everybody here around here is signaling on the line. So Roger will line up here again, and he's got a choice to make, whether he's going to try to clear that St. Pete or whether maybe he clogs it up. The other option is potentially to take that off the board, which is what he did. I don't know, Nick, what did you do there?
I don't know. I hate that shot so much. I think it's the right shot. To, you know, take the split off the board, make him make another shot here. Second time's the charm. Bob sticks a good hide. It's a little bit visible. I don't know if Roger's going to go and get aggressive for this. I'm probably just going to score on the other side right here.
Yeah, I like that shot. I think you want to be on the board, make Roger have to do something. It's close to the center line, so early in the game too. Like, there's also a hide up there. He might clip it, and
looks like he's lining up to clear it.
Definitely, yeah. And he could roll that into the kitchen too.
Yeah, that's the risk. There you go. He's going to clip the block.
Yeah, clip the block. I mean, it's a common thing. I mean, there's a lot in your sight line there. So Bob going on the board, trying to get a partial hide there behind that St. Pete. Puts him up early, 7-0, and stealing Roger's hammer on the first frame, which is a good way to start any match. It's a long match. We're playing 16 frames here, but that is that's the way to do it.
Yeah, long way to go. Not to dwell on my past defeats, but I lost my hammer on the first frame. It did not end up well for me. Here we go. Roger's going to turn this thing around right here. Set an early St. Pete. Kind of going for a Tampa there.
It looks like, you know, maybe he misread the drift. It looked like, yeah, Tampa, but it's actually kind of working more in Bob's favor here. Bob's going to use, nope. Bob's going to clear. So, okay, Bob had a couple things he could have done there. He could have used that and try to score close to the center or clear like he did.
I think I'd like that clear, too, because they could kind of both play off of that block. So now we got a more traditional St. Pete set up here. Bob's going to go for another clear.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Bob with a little bit offline clear, rolls it though, and it's a potential. It could also work for both players here, depending on Roger's angle here. Roger's trying to use it and offline. He was going to try to hide behind that, a little bit offline, and you see the roll to the right. So now there's a lot of options. Bob also has a potential hide there, using Roger's disc that's on the right side. Not a pure St. Pete, but it's, I don't know, what do you call that? Like, it's like if he threw that himself, that might be a bad St. Pete. But he could still use it.
Yeah.
Would you use it?
No. I think I'm just clearing.
All right, so this comes down to like how aggressive you want to play early. I would use it probably, if I'm being honest. It's early, a lot of game left. Bob puts up a deep 10.
He got away with it there. I think Roger was probably going for kitchen speed, try to replace the 10. It kind of drifted a little bit to the left. Bob going high 7. Looks like that's good too. That's a great shot if that's in.
Yeah, they're going to go check it out. I think from my distance, that is in. And they're, oh, well.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
That was the hammer.
That's the hammer.
So Bob hit his hammer. Had that not been the hammer, nice high 7. But so Bob with the early lead here, 14 to nothing after 2 frames. And yeah, he's really, early, in control early. He's got a hammer on this frame as well. So I don't know, in these 16 frame games, do you like starting with yellow or black?
I don't know. I lose every way, so I'm not sure. I like what Roger's doing here though. He's lost 1 hammer. There's no need to like press the action at this point. We're in the 3rd frame. There's so much game to play. Just go back, set your blocks, make this difficult for Bob to score another hammer. See if you can steal one here.
Yeah, it's a good read. Roger doesn't have to panic. He's only down 2 scores, 2 7s at that. So, but now Roger finds himself with an opportunity to put something on the board here because he has what reads as a Tampa block, and really nicely threaded in there, very close to the center line. I'll be honest with you, it's getting called off from somebody behind me. If I were in this game, I would walk that court and try to see if that's in. A couple of reasons for that. I think honestly, it's not a bad idea to like get in your opponent's head, slow the game down, and maybe it's in.
Yeah. And we're playing for money, so I want to get that money.
How much money are we playing for here?
Are we legally allowed to talk about that? I'm not even sure.
Oh, it's all going to charity.
It's all going to charity. So we're playing for a lot of money. So Bob with a great block there. Just kind of entirely cut off that side of the board for Roger. Roger's probably going to maybe blow this block up. He's pressing the action. He's going to score an 8. It's deep. This could be a big swing right here if Bob gets his kitchen speed right. He's probably just going to go for the clear and stick.
All right, he's a little offline. Unlucky bounce there. See, so I think like that shot by Roger, it wasn't what he wanted, I'm pretty sure. He was probably going for a high 8, and Bob was a little offline. There was enough slop on the board where it kicks a little bit to his left, our right, and yeah, like Roger winds up on the board. So I don't know, drift on court 3 at the Royal Palms Brooklyn is notoriously a little off, going toward, from camera left here, going towards the columns. And so that's exactly what happened to Bob. Little undercompensation for that drift, and it winds up giving Roger some points. So clawing back.
Yeah, it seemed he was caught between like kitchen speed and trying to kitchen it, or just going for the hard clear and stick replace. I think I got caught in the middle. The drift got him. So here we are. We're back. Kind of narrow St. Pete here by Bob. I think Roger's just going to clear. Good solid clear from Roger there. And just like that, we're back on hammer. So.
Yeah, so if I'm Bob here, I'm probably just still early, playing conservative, putting up St. Pete blocks here, if I'm Roger, I'm clearing for a clean board. It would be, and here he gets a roll into a Tampa block for himself, which is actually a really nice roll if you can do it.
Bob just sets the same beat.
Yeah, so that. All right, so Bob sticks to clear, and now Roger has a Tampa. So he's gonna shoot from the 4th position, which is the top of the shooting box on the right side.
Nice
And
shot.
that is an excellent hide behind that Tampa. Really close to the line. It's going to be hard for Bob to get to that. Which now a double score is in play for Roger if Bob's not careful.
What are you doing here?
Let's see. Yeah, so this is Bob's last shot of the frame. I mean, okay, so I just played Bob, and I think he might try to combo this, but if I was him, I would put something on the board on the left.
Which is what he did.
If I'm Bob, I want to be on the board on the left here, just in case Roger tries to clear it. It might bounce into his disc. Now Roger just took this shot, so he's like, oh, surprisingly going left, but he sticks it. Now he's got a double score, so that came into play. I mean, this is like the most painful result in shuffleboard. Well, not the most, but it's one of the most. Is like giving up a double score off hammer. And the minute I stick a clear, I'm thinking like the pain is about to get dropped. So anyway,
We're talking about the notorious drifts on court 3. So if you noticed on Bob's shot, somehow it pulls to the right. But if you're about a foot to the left of that spot, it pulls dramatically to the left. It's just a crazy court, so it's really easy to get lost in that in the drift on this one. Bob, I think, is just going to come back, and it's again, we still got a lot of frames left. He's going to play conservative for now. Roger kind of sticks a clear, but kind of works. It's a nice Tampa for him. I don't think Bob can get behind that.
it's the second time Roger's done that in 2 frames, and makes me wonder if that's a shot that's in Roger's arsenal there. Like, I mean, you know, I don't know that if you were trying to do that every time, that's a high percentage shot, but the skilled players at the Royal Palms can definitely make that happen, you know, 1 out of 2 times.
And we're calling Roger a skilled player. He's a skilled player.
Yeah, I would co-sign on that. And also, I would say this. I mean, I don't know, you know, this is for the internet. We don't know when this can be watched, but in current form, Roger's on a heater. And, you know, since Bob just beat me, I'm going to say he's on a heater too. So Bob's got another decision to make here. Is he going to go on the board, or is he going to like just clog it up? And or he could do something like a high 8. That's another thing that you could do when you're off hammer with the the last disc on yellow here.
I think that's what I'm going to go for here. High 8 on the left, or on his right. I got the 8. It's a little bit hidden. With the drift, it might be a little bit tricky. I think Roger's probably going to go hard here and try to roll it off just a little bit and stick. And he nailed it. Perfect shot. That was amazing.
That was amazing. It was also a really great call. Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, yeah, skilled shot. Roger with the outcome there. I liked Bob's. You know, I would go for a high 8 as well if I were Bob there. But it was just a little too deep. If it were me and I was looking down at that result, I'd be probably a little upset myself, but I would also be hoping that, like it's close enough to the center line there that maybe it's going to distract Roger on his hammer. All right, so we've had a little bit of a swing there. First 2 frames are in Bob's favor. Now we're all Roger for the next 3. And Roger finds himself up 2 scores. And 2 scores, I think 29-14. Yeah. Could be wrong here, but it looks like they need to reset this frame because it should be Bob's hammer. So Bob, with the nerves there, everybody got ahead of themselves there, and Bob will be happy about this. He'll be happy to know. It's his hammer. Yeah, you would restart. So yeah, this happens from time to time. Like people shoot out of order, and yeah, so just yellow should have shot second to start that frame, and Bob got a little ahead of himself, shot first. I don't know. Did you see Roger walked away to like fill up his water or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it mental games? I don't know what he's doing. He's hydrating at least.
He's hydrating. and then Bob was there by himself.
Yeah, just like ready to go.
Ready to go. So just
Good call by Booch. I'm glad we called that out. Caught it now before it got. It can get a little bit hairy when it's not noticed until afterwards, and things get a little bit weird. So Roger here just with another St. Pete. Got a little bit of a lead now, so I think he's going to play pretty conservative. Bob with a real solid clear.
No, I don't know. Now we know the rule, how the rule should be applied there. It might be interesting in post. Maybe Jeff talks about that a little bit if when he watches this. But yeah, that's one of these things that we stuck our head in there. But yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. Let them know. But if the frame needs to be completely finished, for it to count. And so if they go out of turn, you should just restart the frame. That's a kind of shuffleboard trivia.
I didn't even know that. I love that. That's good. All right, Roger going back to the Tampa. Bob with another. Ooh, he sticks a clear. Roger's going to have a choice here. 15-point lead. Off hammer. I think he's going to go for the score. Oh, I think he left that one on the line. This could be a big turning point here. Bob just got to stick a hammer real quick.
This is what I was talking about earlier. If I were in this game and I were Roger, I would be. Well, this is a little strange. He's staying at the other end, which I find to be a little. I don't think he's doing it on purpose, but now he's in Bob's like batter's eye in a way. Like he's standing. It's kind of like if you're, oh, that was his hammer.
That shot had a chance.
So that was hammer. So he walked down to see if it was in. It was clearly out, and then he's standing. It's not a. I don't think he did that intentionally. It's not a bad sportsmanship thing, but it's something you might want to keep in mind. Like if you walk the court, check somebody's in, stand out of the way. I'm an obnoxious, pedant or pedantic. If somebody's in my way, and I will tell them before I shoot. Is that a word? Pedant?
Yeah, you're a pedant.
Yeah, I'm a pedant.
Roger had an interesting choice there when he went to score behind that Tampa. With the lead that he had right there, I would have been tempted, I think, to just block up on the other side to make that hammer for Bob as difficult as possible. It was very tempting because it was such a clearly usable Tampa, but, high-stakes match like this, we're getting close to the end of the first 8 frames. I might have played it a little bit safer. Anyway, we're back here. Roger's got another Tampa to work with. His speed feels really good on these. Yeah, it's a great hide. He is on a heater, man.
He really is. I mean, that shot, he has found himself with that exact shot. So I think the 4th time. So Bob there, I think, this looks good for Bob. I mean, he gets a good roll, so now it's a St. Pete hide for him. It opens up the board from Bob's point of view. And Roger, what he's going to do here is try to clog that up. And he does it really well. I mean, that's the one thing. Like, sometimes when you're shooting for that, like you're trying to combo your own disc into a clear, it stays right where it is. And Bob expertly rolled that to the right. And I think that's the better result. All right, the clear. Wow. Okay, so here we go. Right on cue. The clear showing up. And Bob, we just played. I saw Bob do that a couple times in our match. And hard shot. I wouldn't say it's a medium percentage shot maybe. When you know how to line it up. All right, so Roger here is probably, he's clogging. Nope, Roger was going for a high 8, and it's close to the center. It leaves Bob with the whole camera left side here, but his right side of the board. I don't know. I'm trying to stick it.
Yeah, I'm just scoring. Just score 7. I think that you don't want to miss with the 8 and accidentally tap him in. I think you're just going for a 7 here. When he got it, that's a great shot. Great shot. All right, so we got ourselves a match here. I believe it is 28. Bob with 28, Roger with 29. Yeah, we got a one point game going into the 8th frame. Again, this is a 16-frame match, so what we'll do is we'll switch colors after the first 8 frames, do a little reset, and we'll take a couple practice shots. We'll kick it off for the final 8. So we have Roger here with the last hammer in the 8th frame. Up by 1. Bob's just going to set an early St. Pete here, unless he's feeling frisky with a Tampa, but I don't think so. A little bit narrow. I think Roger's just going to clear, go for the hammer at the end.
I think you're right. Yeah. So Roger, okay, the result here is it rolls to the right. If I don't know, if it's me, right, and if this is the last frame as close to this, I'm going to try to stick it low 7 on the right side and try to use that as a hide. I mean, it's a very low percentage shot, but it is a low risk shot as well.
I think the other option Bob's probably considering is like putting a block deeper than that kind of wide biscuit right now, and maybe put something on like the high 8 line. I think that's what he's going for there. He's kind of trying to take that side of the board off.
Yo, that's a great. I love this. So yeah, like there's a couple. I don't know. One nice strategy is like playing. I guess let's say percentages of the board. So yeah, if you can start to cut off like the right 25%, the right half, and start to control the game, it's a defensive strategy. I think that could play to Bob's advantage here. He winds up putting a deep 7. I don't hate it. If I'm Roger, I'm just trying to clear this. But Kitchen's in play if he wants it. But he sticks it.
This could be a big swing here. Bob's a good kitchen player, so let's see if we can hit this one.
I would love to see Bob go for the kitchen here. I mean, I'm like, you know, I want to see some action. He's short. He's short. It's a snuggle. So, all right. So when this happens, I don't know. Like if I'm Roger,
I'm just scoring on the other side.
Yeah. Score on the other side. I'm with Nick. You know, I know our introductions didn't say, but Nick and I are teammates on the Swan Club this season.
That's right.
Represent. They totally left that out. Mind meld on the strategy here. Score on the left, and it looks like he nailed it. All right, so Roger's going to go into the second half with a 9-point lead. He was up 1 going in this frame. Yeah. We'll give you the exact score, but hitting that 8 was a solid hammer. Solid shot to end the first half. So I don't know if we're going to have some editing in post here, or we're just going to talk through their warm-up shots. But what'll happen now is that, Roger and Bob, they're going to tally the score, give each other daps, probably, get a refill on their beverages. I think they're both drinking water this match. And then they're going to do some warm-up shots. They have a chance to kind of switch colors here and and feel out the drift and the speed with the opposite color. So while we're like changing over here, we're joined by the commish of this the Brooklyn Singles League, Adam Fertino, also recent champion, 2-time champion, with big money, big prizes. I love it. Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, my teammates make it easy winning that one. Happy to be here. This is awesome. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, but I'm having a lot of fun today. This is fucking great.
We're seeing a pretty good match here between Roger and Bob.
Yeah, we were just talking over there. I was talking with Matt about how just technically sound Roger is and clears and his fundamentals, and how well that translates into a 16-frame game, where I've always had the philosophy where the person who makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win the most often, and you see that primarily in clearing.
Oh yeah, right. Like Bob's clearing game is a little off. He's stuck a few clears. Roger's been capitalizing on it, allowed him to get back into the game, and he finds himself up like 9 at the turn. Yeah, fewest mistakes here in a really tight match. Nerves are high. What are you gonna do?
It's all about the changeover, switching colors, especially on court 3, where yellow foot on court 3, in my opinion, is the squirreliest, I guess, position to play in this whole building. You can shoot the same shot twice, and it's going to go in 2 different places. So in matches like this, especially when 2 players are so good, it's really all about adjusting to that back half.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we talked a little bit about the drift on this court earlier. I mean, so this is about, I think, Royal Palm's 10th year. Court 3 has been notorious for drift the entire time. But interestingly, like with all the construction in Gowanus right now, you may have heard, the courts have been changing a lot around here. And so now this topic of debate about which is the worst court to play on, I think 3 has some competition. I think 3 still holds the trophy, but I've played so much on this court in order to try to figure it out that now I like try to capitalize. I love playing matches on this court, but you know, it is this is the I don't know the term for it, but like the kind of like inside game of the club. Like we try to find our advantages where we get them. So
there's a meta game for sure, and like courts like this and matches like this, it's when you realize like who's come in and put the time in to learn the court. You know, who's really kind of found the nuances of some of these drifts. It's what it boils down to, and then you also have the disc speeds, which are high variance too on this court. So you know, I like to classify certain courts as beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and this is probably the most advanced court in this club. Court 3 for sure. Yeah. And I don't know if I can say this. I don't know. Breaking news here, but there's a possibility we get a future finals on this court.
That's fantastic news. I would love to lobby for this. That would just make the most sense, don't you think? I mean, it's the center of the right side of the club, the most viewing angles. Let's put seats on courts 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5, and let's get a center of the club finals. Yeah.
Yeah, let's roll out a carpet on the court and then put seats on the carpet, and like let's turn it into a big thing. It's there's another.
yeah. Let's talk about that. We'll talk about it. Big ideas, everybody.
All right, Nick's back. I'm leaving. Peace, y'all.
So this is one of the favorite things. We know how much Nick enjoys suggestions from the league members. And at that, I want to update us on what's going on the camera here. That was just first round of warm-ups. I didn't really pay attention to what they were trying to do. But if it's me, I'm trying to figure out the drift and the speed. Same thing. Switching color. It always is a bit, disheartening. Like if I have the lead going into the turn and I don't hit good warm-up shots, switching colors, I'm like, oh, I must have had the side, which had the advantage here, which is what happened to me last match. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me on this court. Court 3 is not my favorite. My warm-up shots didn't do anything to help me out. I lost a 12-point lead in about 2 frames. It was a fight from there on out. So in my head, I think that black does have an advantage on this court. The yellow side is just, it's because the drift kind of goes both ways depending just how close. Like if you shoot from the 1, it's going to be pulling to the right. If you shoot from the 4, it's going to be pulling to the left. It can just be a little bit wonky. Really hard to get used to. That's 3.
That's 3 in, yeah. I mean, obviously, a good warm-up would be 4, but like Bob just hit a combo, stuck a 10, and dropped an 8 on his final shot. If I'm Roger, I'm thinking about that right now.
Roger's he's cool, ice in his veins. He's just dropping deep 7s to start it off. Let's see. Oh, he's feeling good. He's gonna work the other side right here. Oh, give me that 10. Cherry on top, baby. Ooh, wanted to go kitchen speed. Okay. I think a little deep, but Roger's getting ready. He's gearing up for this second leg.
Yeah, that was DJ Cucumber Slice right there. Like, cool. He definitely was feeling himself. So.
Just made me nervous. I have it wrong.
No, you're good. And yeah, we look out for each other here. No cucumbers on the shoulders. Currently, could change at any minute. It's another side stat we'll be keeping you apprised of during this match. All right, so we're back. Roger's playing yellow, kicking off the second half, and he immediately gives Bob a potential Tampa hide. Bob, all right, I like this. Bob is aggressive, and he sticks a 7 right off.
Roger can see it. It's a little wide. But still, put the pressure on. Ooh, that's what happens, right? Catches that front block. Now Bob's going to have to set a pretty tough block here. Got a lot of space to work with when it's a deep 7. He's going to step over, which is what you can do. You're allowed to step over onto your opponent's side when you want to see the angles that they're shooting from. You just do it politely. It's a little bit deep. I think Roger can still see this one. I'm going to go for another hard clear, hoping he doesn't clip that block. Took a little off that one and stuck. This could be a little bit of problem. This could be trouble for Roger here. Bob's able to get this.
Yeah, Bob can. If Bob hits the inside of that disc, he could roll it into a hide. Okay, so he got the clear. Not it definitely that's what you want, but yeah, he could have made out a little bit better there.
I think I would have gone kitchen speed there. I would have tried for it. I think in Bob's, it's kind of a strength of his game is usually that way. I'm surprised he just went for the straight clear. I guess he feels like he's got the hammer. Roger doesn't have anything to really shoot for. Roger sticks a wide open 7, deep 7. That's another chance to kitchen it.
Yeah, if I'm Bob here, I'm going kitchen speed all the way. This is a big opportunity for Bob. It is looking good. He might have 2, but he definitely has the kitchen. Actually, he's probably on the center line. That's going to flip the score. Roger was up by 9. He's going to be down by 1 at the end of this frame. And so first frame of the second half, Bob hitting his hammer, and taking the lead. That's a really good outcome for Bob. Really good outcome, really good shot. Didn't inflict maximum damage there, but he wants that. So another strategy thing that's happening in these games, right, is like with the way that we alternate, where we go yellow, black, black, yellow in these games. Now Roger's going to have back-to-back hammers, and so Bob needed to score there. If you think about at the turn, Roger is ending the first half with the hammer, and in the turn, he starts off yellow, but then he gets 2 hammers right away. So he's in the lead, and he's got the first, let's say frames 10 and 11. Roger's got the hammer right now, so that's where we find ourselves. Frame 10, Roger down by 1.
Down 1, 34-35. Try to run this one back, but Bob has a chance here. We could do it again. I'm tempted to just block up the middle of the court here, right? I'm trying to hit that high 8 line, block off the right side. Don't worry about the clear. I don't know. It's something I like to do.
Yeah, I like what your idea was. I would think high 8 there. You're clogging up the right half. He also kept it clear, and he's got this disc on the left-hand side that if Roger ignores it, maybe Bob could get a hide there on his last shot. We'll see what the result. So Roger goes on the board. It looks like it's good, and it's a deep 8. So it's going to give Bob, if he's got his kitchen speed, I would go there. But he went hard and he stuck it. So now Roger has actually a big chance here. That's actually, if I'm staring that down, it's not too close to center line. It's deep 8. I'm trying to stick it and go kitchen speed.
Yeah, agreed.
Or kitchen plus, maybe.
Kitchen plus.
Oh, he missed it. He missed it. And lucked out.
Not at all what he was going for there. It got a little drifty in the middle. If you saw, I think that's where you get caught on this court. Took it a little bit to the left, but I also think it was just a straight pull, just a straight little miss. Lucked out with the 7.
He definitely lucked out with the 7. That's when we were on the SPFs, what we called that was the chicken wing. The chicken wing. My old teammate Damien will love this, but yeah, it's like your arm just kind of gets a little out of shape, and instead of getting your line, you push it. He pushed it a little left, and I think we've all been there.
It's like it's the elbow. The elbow comes out a little bit. It's the worst. It's the worst feeling, and you know it as soon as you let go of it. You're like, just tuck that elbow. You're good. Anyway, we're back here, Bob, with it's okay. Roger's just going to clear. We got Bob with the 2-point lead, is that right? 43-41, yeah, 43-41 Bob. Same thing, just set another block. Roger just with the clear again. Yeah, real clean, crisp and clean. We'll see. This is interesting. Sometimes on that third shot, you're gonna you'll see some people mix it up. They'll go from a St. Pete to a Tampa if they're feeling like the guy's clears have been so good. Bob, I think, was kind of maybe going for that, or a high 8. I'm not exactly sure what he's going for there.
I don't either. That was it's not what I expected. Roger got the clear. I think Bob was on the 10-8 line.
Yeah.
Now Roger's leaving Bob with a chance to hide here, and potentially steal the hammer. I'm lining up just like Bob. I'm trying to score behind that yellow disc. Probably a 7. It's good speed. Deep 7. So Roger's going to stare this down, and he's going to see half that disc. It's a dangerous from where he's shooting from, because if he only hits the little in the clear. Okay, so what I was about to, so it worked out in Bob's favor. Bob gets the points, but I was thinking that if Roger went for that clear, even if he clipped it, he might wind up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Instead, he hit the hide. That yellow disc was in Roger's sight line, and he clipped it. The more conservative play here, and this is a really hard thing to do, is Roger could have, and who's to say what he should have done, but he could have ignored that entirely. He had a clean camera right side of the board, and he could have just scored his hammer, and he could have it's kind of like a damage limitation strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. The risk of even going for that and rolling yourself into the kitchen is so high. I'm just always going on the other side of the board at that point. I'm not even risking it. There's something to be said too for leaving a biscuit like half exposed, where you kind of tempt somebody to go for that clear, and that's something like that can happen. You know, they can just they'll clip the block, or they roll themselves off, and yeah, it's a good shot by Bob. Unfortunate for Roger. Roger got lucky here, just kind of rolled arguably lucky. This is Bob. Bob's probably just gonna clear this. I think he's just going to clear the whole thing, yeah. Oh, he rolled in, too.
Yeah, so this is a little, this is so far a little bit of a sloppy frame. Everyone's got opportunity here. Roger. So, you know what's happening? Everyone's sticking their clears. Maybe that's good for Roger. He's near the left side. If I'm Bob here, I want to clear this, and I want to leave nothing on the board. And that doesn't happen. So now he's kind of high enough in that 8 where it leaves Roger. Well, actually, if there's enough space here, Roger could stick a high 8. He didn't do it. So now Bob's got a clear board for the hammer.
Pick where you want to shoot it.
Where are you shooting here?
Probably the 8 on the right side. Bob likes that. The drift on that side is so scary to me that.
Well, he's going with the drift, and
I think he got it.
He got it. Yeah, that's a high 7, and Bob is. Well, that's Bob's in control. He's got a lead, a 2-score lead. We'll give you the exact numbers coming up here.
57 Bob, 41 Roger.
57-41. So he's got more than 2-score lead here. Well, 16 points. So that's 2 8s ahead. And he's got another hammer. And, even if they play this game even, going all the way to the end, which is where you want to be if you're finishing black with the hammer, hammer every time, keep it clean. Bob's lined up to win. But we'll see how this plays out. The last 4 frames of a shuffleboard match can get kind of crazy when the nerves are up.
Yeah, I know. Shaky hands the whole time. It's terrible. You'll see Roger getting aggressive here because okay. Trying to get a little bit aggressive here, right? He knows that he's going to need to score some points. He's trying to put something on the board, put the pressure on Bob. He went long on that one. Bob's probably just going to set a St. Pete. Yeah. He's trying to take back control of the frame. This will be an interesting one for Roger. It's a little bit narrow. He's going to have a tough choice here. I think with the drift, I don't know that you can make that shot. The speed that you have to get through the drift with is going to put the kitchen in play. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good shot by Bob. It's frames reset. Roger's got to decide whether to be aggressive here. I mean, he could try to use that and go down the alley. He's thinking about it. He knows he needs points. His other option is to clog that side of the board. He's got 2 hammers coming up in the next 2 frames. But what he really needs to do here is either steal a hammer or keep the score the same, leaving this frame. So he's being aggressive. He's going for the score. He hits. He went suicide alley. I think that might be hidden. Like that's a
I don't think he's getting that.
fantastic shot. Bob is gonna probably clear that. He can do 2 things. He can clear it, or he can just go on the board and try to match him.
Yeah.
Also put it behind that block. And he might see something that we don't. All right, so he gets a clear.
Roger's just gonna block this up again.
Yeah, right. Nick's saying Roger might block this up. I think that's the right call there. It's that or go on the board. What about okay, let's say like not so good shuffleboard shots here. Or maybe not a bad shot, but like other things that he could do which would not protect that 7. High 8.
Goes for 2 scores.
Okay, I don't like
Like
this.
this at all.
Yeah.
I hate this. I mean, this is like Bob has a good chance to clear both of these right now. If he hits this just right in the middle, they're both going to split. And he's probably going to stick. It's going to be a huge swing. Ooh, he missed it. All right. Roger got lucky on that one.
I also hated that, but and it's not to say that it's not about let's put it this way, in not such severe language, but yeah, listen, Roger, I would have liked a little more space between those discs if I were in Roger's position, but this is the thing with the deep 7 when Bob was thinking clear the whole time. The danger of not hitting that right is 1, rolling it in the kitchen, 1, not getting the double clear. So I'd say Roger made. I mean, he definitely made out. He chipped away there. Now he's got two hammers in a row. So he did exactly what he needed to do there. In that, he stole Bob's hammer. Now with 3 frames to go. What's this? It is 57-48. So Bob is up 9. That's what we call up. That's like 1+. Like 10's not the most common score.
Did you see that drift? It's so ridiculous. If you hit that there's a little pocket there on court 3. 3 inches to the left, and that thing falls into falls all the way off to the left-hand side of the court. This one somehow came back to the middle. It is the wonkiest of courts. Watch this. See, that's the drift. Good shot there by Roger. Wow, yeah, Bob left that St. Pete way too narrow. He's going to have some work to do here to get out of this one. I think he's going to go probably clear the block.
Do you think Bob can drift behind this? What? I cannot believe it. This is okay. So we're talking about percentages here. This is definitely in Bob's wheelhouse. Like Bob makes this shot a lot.
Yeah.
So Bob is very confident in the combo clear, and I'm not. That's not. I can make it, but I hate lining up against that, knowing I need it and having to do it.
And the hard part too is it just leaves the same exact thing. I mean, I don't think Roger's getting there on this one, but because you hit it straight on to set up that combo, you risk leaving yourself in the exact same spot of the block that you just cleared, which is what happened. Yeah. I think now if I'm Bob, I'm blocking up the opportunity for Roger to bump that 8, the one on the 8 line in. He looks like he might be aiming to shoot the score though. Wow. Oh, wow.
All right, between what you would have done and what he did, I think those are the 2 things going through my mind. Yeah, those are the 2 shots. And that was a great shot. I mean, yeah, because we were saying the whole game, the drift is going towards the columns. It's going camera left. And so if I'm Bob, that's not the best St. Pete hide or St. Pete block up there. But with this drift on this court, shooting from the 4th position in the, what is that called? The 10-off box? Anyway, but yeah. From the kitchen. From the shooting box. In the comments, you can leave. Roger kitchened himself. Roger almost kitchened himself. It's kind of deep. Wow, okay. little like heart in our throats right now. Like that, it just kind of reset here. That was a high stakes moment. Roger went for the combo, was trying to give himself points, and almost kitchened himself.
What are you doing here? I think I'm blocking. I'm gonna block so he can't make the bump. Looks like Bob's trying to block up the other side. Okay.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Well, it's hard to say. Like, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that.
Roger can stick a 10 here.
Here's the thing: the permutations, obviously, they got there's so many more with the more discs that are on the board. It makes it complicated. So Roger is down there investigating, looking at placement of things. I think what he's trying to figure out is if he can hit the right side of his yellow disc into Bob's black disc and clear it and stick his, which would be that's a finesse shot. That's a skill shot. And where he's at, he's down 9. That'd be a great shot.
I think he was also probably checking how deep the biscuit on the 10-8 line is to see if he can hit that with probably going for kitchen speed and just stick the 10-2. I don't know how deep it is.
Right. So many things in play here, and.
Got it.
And he stuck a 10. All right, so the aggregate score here is going to be +3 Roger. Oh, no, sorry, +2 Roger. Yeah, so great shot. I mean, that was a great shot. Probably a smart shot, too. Like, he's going for maximum points, getting a little in the plus column. That reduces Bob's lead to 7 points. Yeah, it reduces Bob leads to 7 points. He's got one more hammer, and he's got to take advantage of his hammer here too. Best possible scenario, if I'm Roger right here, I'm trying to get a double. I mean, but trying to get a double is sometimes fool's errand in shuffleboard. Like, in that it's hard to get a double, especially against a player as skilled as Bob. And from Bob's point of view, on the defensive side, he's going to throw up. Try to keep it clean.
He left it pretty narrow.
He did.
I think
Roger.
I'd be pretty tempted to go for this.
Roger's been hitting these alley shots all game. So, I mean, I don't know if this microphone can pick it up, but there's a lot of chatter in the background. Everyone's like, who cares who we're pulling for here? We're just pulling for a good shuffleboard. And now missing that shot, okay, that opens the door for Bob. He's going with the drift. He's going to drift it into a score, a well-hidden 7. And now Roger wastes no time, makes the sensible shot. Arguably, that's what he should have done in the first shot.
Yeah, I know it's hard because you want the idea. It's so tempting, and he's been hitting that alley shot the entire day. I understand the want to go for it. Let's see what Bob does here. He's just going to block this thing back up again. Perfectly done. Actually, a perfect block. I mean, that's like you're not seeing any of that biscuit. Roger's just going to go with the clear again.
What's up, y'all? Jeff here. Unfortunately, the video feed cut out for the last 3 shots of this frame, so I'm just going to fill you in on what happened. Bob put up a pretty block on that 7 score he had, as you saw. Roger then cleared it out. Bob blocked it up again, and Roger missed his hammer shot. So it was a great frame for Bob. He scored 7 points on Roger's hammer and is going to the last frame up 14 points. All right, now we'll rejoin Anthony and Nick for frame 16.
A word to the wise out there, take your time. When you rush those shots, adrenaline is flowing. Sometimes it's a good idea to just slow things down.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. I rush everything and then I live with regret, So we got Roger's going to just put things on the board. Deep 7's ideal. I think that went a little bit deep, and I think he's on the line. The feeling Bob's just going to probably throw off right here, right? Assuming that's on the line, I'm throwing off.
Yeah, I'm throwing off. Also, what is the score?
72, Bob 72, Roger 58, so it's a 14-point game.
I don't know 14-point game. Yeah, if I'm Bob, I'm throwing off. He is throwing off.
Wow. Fine save. I would do the same thing.
We are joined for this 16th frame by Daniel. long-time veteran of the league and the establishment. Daniel, what are you doing here?
What's up, everyone? Happy to be here. I'm bartending for the event, but I am stuck watching all of these games. These are probably the top 16 players in... I know, but I'm saying everyone watching as well. It's really impressive to see everyone playing. Well, welcome, everyone. Thanks for watching. It's really impressive. I love seeing the strategy. I like that Bob's playing safe here. When there's something on the line, yeah, I'd probably shoot off the court too, especially when there's only one biscuit on the court. Obviously, you try to clear hard here. You don't want to roll anything and leave kitchen potential. I know Roger wants to score here.
That's ball game. That's all she wrote. Bob's just gonna throw off. I don't know what he's looking at. Just throw off. He's won this match as long as he throws off the court.
I mean, this is a very interesting strategy. Yeah, Bob can throw off. Roger could hit a 10, right? But what I'm doing is I'm throwing off here.
Yeah.
Okay, smart move. So Roger. Oh, is the best? Oh, sorry. I commentate with my eyes closed, and I'm just trying to keep it all in my mind, kind of like a blindfolded chess master. But yeah, I lost the count.
That's all right.
I don't know. Bobby Sauce walked to the court, and he didn't even need to.
Why did he walk the court? I'm so confused. That was hilarious. Anyway, congrats. Big win for Bob. These are two legends of the Royal Palms. Thrilled to see him go toe-to-toe like that. It was a blast.
Why did he walk the court? But I think I know the reason. You want to confirm in that small window of time that you have won and that you are not going to do something. Sometimes like giving some space.
Yeah. He's a septuagenarian, so maybe he couldn't see the board, and he just had to go double check the scoreboard, make sure. But congrats, Bob. You did it, buddy.
I think Bob was a fighter pilot, so I don't know what you're talking about. If we're lucky here, we might be able to get some post-match reactions. I don't know if that's a part of this channel.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of post here. I think that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was great. That was great. I mean, happy to be a guest commentator here on the Royal Palms channel.
Brooklyn Shuffle.
Brooklyn Shuffle at the Royal Palms, and that was an incredible match. Hey, Bob.
Yeah, we gotta get a
All right, so we're calling Bob over. We want to get the reaction.
Bob,
all right, so this is off camera. Bob, we want to know how are you feeling about that win?
I feel great about it. I had some good hides. I missed some knockouts that I left them with some points, but I don't know. It was a battle. It was a battle.
It was a battle. You were in the hole early, and you clawed back. And
no, actually, I was up 14 in the first two, I think. And he came back.
That's right. Yeah, he came back. Yeah, Roger had the big run.
I would expect.
He had a big run.
Honestly, we watched the whole thing, and I would expect you to know better than us. You're right, absolutely right. So, but yeah, I guess you were in a hole at the turn.
Yeah. Yeah, not much though. It was only 7 points. I think I'm not. 8 points.
9 points. 9 points.
9. Oh, 9. 9 is an interesting number.
Yeah, 9's a weird number.
I mean,
you said that.
to try and come back from,
Yeah.
but it's not out of it's not out of your realm of coming back. So this is a match. All these matches, you just got to hang in.
Yeah.
You just got to hang in.
Okay, so would you say, based on your earlier match today, that strategy of just hanging in there, paid off for you today?
Well, I think I mentioned to you earlier that it's a game of mistakes. If you can hang in and not make a mistake, and your opponent's bound to make one sooner or later. So, especially under the pressure. There's a lot of pressure at this point, I think.
You couldn't have said it better. The pressure is so high, and
here we are. Calling games. Yeah, that's how high the pressure was.
Well, I don't know. I'm having fun. I'm still standing, literally. I'm not sure. I actually was playing the second half of the cramp in my right hand, and I went into the men's room to put it under the heater, and it got it out. It worked it out.
Oh, that's
Stay hydrated.
So, yeah.
In terms of strategy, I mean that's some inside info here.
Right?
That's something that we didn't even know of. And I mean, back in Bob's fighter pilot days, I'm sure that's something that he learned in the Air Force.
Nerves of steel. What can I say?
And there you have it, folks.
That's great. Congrats, Bob.
Yeah.
Well done, buddy.
Well done to. Well, actually, so it's for charity. Yeah, Bob So we got in a final. The first entrant or the first qualifier for the final here is Bob Salcelli, Bobby Sauce Hey Bob, I think you play on a lot of teams here, substitute. But what is your home team here?
The Palm Pilots.
The Palm Pilots.
We're early. Our people have to go to bed early, so they have to come early. And that's it.
This is a veteran, Royal Palms Brooklyn team. So, Bobby Sauce of the Palm Pilots, first qualifier for the season 3. Finals. All right, so we're wrapping this up. I'm going to sign off with my partner here, Nick Durango.
Anthony Booch.
And it's been a pleasure, commentating this match for y'all. Hope you enjoyed it.
Catch you next time.
Catch you next time.